'Cause real men shave their faces. Real men shave their faces.
Good morning, Stevie Daily Shaver. This morning I'm shaving with a razor that was piffed forward by my good friend Jay Melvin. Now Jay's a member of Real Men Shave and he sent me a STAR TEC. Now this was basically a knockoff of the Gillette Tech. You can see it's lost a little bit of plating underneath, but it cleaned up okay with some non-abrasive silver cleaner. And that's probably the only fault with it, is the Techs tended to have very light flashing of chrome. The handle, as you can see just here, it's got a little bit of breaking through from the brass. Well, it's not surface rust, it's brassing underneath. Now, the handle is what set the Tech apart. A lot of people would buy the Tech, take the handle off and put it on a Gillette razor. It really was a nice blade. Using a Perma Sharp stainless steel blade for today's shave. Now these were produced between 1946 and 1959 by the Star Company. They were sold under other brands like Pal and Persona. Basically identical to this. There were some with ball ends, another design they borrowed off Gillette at the time. So really, I honestly thought it was a Tech. And it was only upon closer observation I realised it wasn't. Okay, I've made some notes here. It has the same overall weight and design. It's about 2 ounces. It has slightly lower, it's like 0.023 versus 0.022 blade gap compared to a Tech. So it is a very mild shaver. You would virtually know no difference. However, you can improve the shave if you can be bothered with the use of shimming, of course. But how aggressive do you need for a shave? Today's shaving cream is also a piff from Jay. It's Beaver Woodwright's Shipwreck Cove. Now I know the company's gone and changed its name and branding, so I'm not too sure. I'll put it up in here. I'll put the new branding up. You may notice I've got a bit of a cold. I was picking my sister up from the sheltered workshop yesterday and she wasn't well. And by 9 o'clock last night, neither was I. That was quick too. Straight downhill, the common cold. There's worse things than the common cold. I have noticed I've been getting a lot of red around these parts of my neck. So what I'll do is some water, just moisten it up, and just use a little bit of coconut oil to help the glide. Particularly on my neck, I need to protect it more. Sometimes I don't even get razor burns so much as just the redness after a shave. People comment, and you know, I only used a fraction of the sample that I was sent, and it is a humongous amount of froth that it's created. Thank you, Jay. Most appreciated. I love the fact he sent me a box probably about 6 months, 9, no, it was before Christmas. It would have been at least 9 months ago. And I have made a dent in the box. I can honestly say I've made a dent. But I reckon I'll be a year shaving my way through the contents of that box. Even then, it's neglecting all these ones I've got behind me. Just the amount of samples that he sent me. And they're fantastic. Fantastic samples. Very generous of you, mate. Most appreciated. You've made my bathroom time. The blade difference on either side is fractionally different. So one side is slightly more aggressive than the other. Having said that, it's fine for shaving with. I'll just go easy today. not overdo the areas that get a bit sensitive. There's no right or wrong way for shaving. If you get a near enough good enough shave and you can avoid burn or rash, you don't have ingrown hairs. One thing that happens when you put soap on your face, it starts to dry. Keeping it moist, usually with water, hot water is preferable, and keeping your face as moist as possible. Still breaking in my Turkish brush, sent to me from Hassan in Turkey. This is a genuine Turkish boar. The handle is probably the best thing about this razor. Because it's so grippy, having soapy wet hands is not a problem. It's not super big, so it was a preferred razor for travelling, particularly with the slightly smaller ball end. You'll pick these up for between $5 and $15. Some people will get them cheaper than others. Depends on condition, the person who's got it, and whether they know what they've got. You probably pay less than a genuine Gillette Tech, but over time, their popularity because of the nice handle, particularly if you're going to get it Razor Emporium or Dale Echoed, make them more desirable amongst collectors. Maintenance on an older razor is higher. If you've got a half decent one, making sure when you're finished, you've given it a little drink of WD-40. Just let the excess strip off. The cap on this is slightly thinner, but that allows you to get closer on the sides under your nose. Supposedly, I don't notice a lot of difference. I think it's one that would benefit from shimming. If you've got one in a good condition like this, you can keep it as is, or like I said, Dale Echoed, Razor Emporium, or even do a homemade job if you've got the time. Can I recommend it? I much prefer a genuine Tech. I prefer a genuine Tech that has been refurbed, to be honest, for a daily shaver. But they are nice. Squeeze it out. But it's cheap, it's durable, the handle's very pretty, it's good for many years of use. You can pick them up all over the place, they're as common as anything. I prefer it to a Jinji, which is the cheap Chinese one. It has slightly better pressed plate and a classic shaving cream. I'll put up the new name of Beaver's website. I really appreciated the samples you sent to me. Thanks, mate. I knighted Sir Jay for that. He is Sir Jay Melvin. Melvin always reminds me of the robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Remember, good food, good friends, good shades of men. And while it's nice to be important, it's far more important to be nice. Go forth, spread the good message. I'm actually really thrilled about today's shave. It's the cold that's let me down. I'm Steve, your daily shaver. Good shaves and goodbye.
Bearded man, you think that you're so cool, but your face looks like a small marsupial.